Hello guys, this is Packin, and what I have today with me is all of the Saber boards that I have available, starting from the old to the recent. These are the boards that I've purchased with my own money, and I'm going to be testing out all these boards so that you as a customer would know exactly what you get and how it sounds. So I'll be using a decibel meter to test out the sound levels on each of the sound. Keep in mind that these vary, and sometimes it could be that the board is not pushing the sound right, or that's the highest capacity of the sound that you can have for this board. So whatever the case is, I'm going to go down the line from left to right. The first one is my Rev-N that I got from Vader's Vault. This one is a Vader's Vault Rev-N, and I got it from one of the forums, and I want to say thank you for Patrick Tran so that I can actually test all of the boards out, including with this one, which is a Crystal Shard V3. It uses a 22 millimeter. I don't believe this is a 2 watt. This is a V3, so back in the day it could be a 3 watt. But I wasn't so sure if it was a 2 watt because they changed it for a V4 Crystal Shard. So for argument's sake, I'm just gonna say, hey, it's probably a 2 watt with 8 ohm. The one you see over here is a Saberforge Crimson 2.0, which can be found from Saberforge's website, Adaptive Saber Parts. The plug and play, which has a high base 28 millimeter 4 watt 4 ohm. This one is an old board with the old chassis. I'm not quite sure what kind of speaker this is, so I'm just gonna leave it as blank. I believe it's the same one as that one, but we don't know yet. But this one is made by Scott, the man himself, who created this board known as the Igniter 3, and he uses the Railmaster 28 millimeters 2 watt 8 ohm speaker. So anyways, let's test them out. I'm gonna start this up. Now, as I speak, you would hear it fluctuate. See how it fluctuates? So I'm gonna put it next to this one, and let's see how that sounds. Alright. Here we go. So it's holding at 89 decibels. So let's mark this down on my paper. So it marks down 89 dBi. And I'm gonna put down to the next one. I'm just gonna unhold that. And I'm gonna put this against here for a Crimson 2.0 from Saberforge.
Sabercore Crimson.
This one is hitting a good 88.2. So just shy off. 88.2. The Crystal Focus version 5.6 from Plecterlabs. Let's try that out. Let's unhold that. All right. Here we go. Now there's some kind of weird swings that's going on. It's probably the board that's hitting something. So I might have to adjust that, but I don't, the thing is I want to do idling hum, but let's start over again. Hopefully this board doesn't move around like crazy. Alright, here we go, one more time. Alright, so at the beginning it's hitting at 78. I'm not going to count that the loud noises as the board is making some miss swings like crazy. So we're giving it a good 77.8. But you would see that was 68.1 as I took it out from the graph. So the speaker, it's an old board, old sound font. This is like what, 3 or 4 years ago. So this is, you know, not good for the competition. But let's try out with this new Naigon Electronics i3 with the new board, the new sound. This is what we're waiting for. Alright, so let me start this up. Alright, here we go. Take out the kill key. Alright, you hear that one. Let me go ahead and put the two wires together to simulate a power. We'll hold that. It's sitting at 85.4. I mean, still an improvement. If you look at these numbers, 85.4. Crystal focus hitting at a 77.8. I saw this before when I was doing some, you know, the humming. I might have to fix up this configuration. And Saberforge is hitting at 88.2. And the crystal shard is hitting at 89 point, this 89, flat out 89. So in terms of the sound, I would say that this one, the crystal shard, is hitting by a lot. Second close to the Saberforge Crimson, to the Railmaster. Now the Railmaster, like for these other soundboards, it only impacts by the quality of the speaker that you use for your soundboard, and those are limitations that you use for this particular board. But I had to say that Igniter 3 is greatly improved because, you know, the back in the 92s are around the 60s or 70s. But in terms of the sound levels for 85.4, it's not bad for the Railmaster. So let's see if I can use this. And it's loud. So let me go ahead and do the swinging. It's very sensitive, look at that. So that basic swinging is hitting at 86.4. So depending on the level of intensity, it hits at 86.4. So this is still not bad. It's great. Sound is on par on all these soundboards. But what's great about this one is the RGB feature that it has on this board. It has its own color changing profiles. Motion sensitivity is greatly improved. But that's what you really use the board for, is that it has a lot of versatility, as well as, you know, a lot of added stuff than this other board doesn't have. This one has a music feature, and like I said in my other video, that you can, you know, play music and, you know, use a saber at the same time, which is pretty awesome. Let me go ahead and shut this off. There you go. And then put the kill key back in. Alright. Now, let's skip over this one. This one is just giving me off readings. So let's go with the Saberforge Crimson 2.0, using their speakers that they have on site, which is the high bass. Alright.
Saber Crimson.
Unhold that. Okay, let's put this back. All right, this thing is hitting at 86.7. 6.7 on the swings. And, you know, to be fair, this one doesn't have like a chassis system, so you might get more sound that way. This one has a chassis, so it's probably that the vibration would not be as great as this one, because that would throw off a little bit of the reading. So I'd say that the sound speakers between the Igniter and the Crimson are pretty much on par. Again, this one uses a high bass, so but this one is a lot more clearer. So you would want a clearer or the high bass. The high bass gives you more decibels than the regular sound. So let's go with the Crystal Shard V3, using Vader's Vault sound speaker that they have on this lightsaber. Okay, so this one's hitting at 88.6. On the swings. So Crystal Shard with the Vader's Vault speaker is pretty high for a 22 millimeter. I'm surprised that, you know, it's not the size of the speaker, it's actually the quality that it does. And so far, the Crystal Shard kind of beats it. Followed by, and it's also clear too, for some reason. It's so, however, between Saberforge and Igniter, they're both pretty much even. They're both tied. So Crystal Shard hits it by a lot. So Vader's Vault and the other two are pretty much on par in this demonstration. Let's go test out the loudness of the speaker by using the aux on all of these boards. So let me go ahead and try out the Igniter 3. Let's pull this out. And put this wires together. There we go. Just put a decibel meter. Alright, now the aux switch. So it's hitting, it jumped up to 101 and it's down to 89. But if you look closely onto the meter, you would see that it's jumping really high on the loudness of the aux, of the aux switch. Aux. Let's go ahead and put this in. 101.6. Let me go ahead and shut that off. There you go. And yeah, as you know, it's 101. Really loud speaker. Really loud. And I just want to mention that Naigon was very, it's very generous of him to provide a speaker for this demonstration. So I really am thankful for that as well. So I'm going to turn this off. There you go. The i3. Very awesome board. Very good sound. Very crisp, very clear, and very loud. So, to the next one, I'm going to put this against the Saberforge. You'll see for yourself. Ooh. There you go, Saberforge. Alright. Unhold that.
Saberforge. Crimson.
Okay. It hits off at a top 104.7. Again, this is a high bass speaker, which is expected to be really loud. So, yeah, but you get what you paid for. Anyways, let's go ahead and put it against the Rev-N with the Crystal Shard V3 with a 22 board, 22 millimeter board. So let's unhold that. Let's fire it up. As you can see, this thing hits the top charts of 107 to as high as 108 decibels. By far, in terms of loudness and clarity, this board, Vader's Vault beats it. But either way, I'm happy with all these boards, and this is all thanks to the community at large that wanted to get better boards, better innovative design. All this is done by the progression of the community wanting sabers to be loud, clearer, and all the money towards development into creating a better soundboard. And this is the result of years and years of development. And this is all from progression, and the sound has gone by a lot. But in terms of, the board and what you choose, Crystal Shard is great. It's one of the great economic boards. I have this one with RGB. It can toggle different colors. The problem with this one is that this doesn't give you the music and the sound at the same time. And for the i3 you can, because you basically can turn this on and you can actually use the humming sound and it won't disrupt with the music as you play your music and do your battles, and you would have this music up while keeping the hums and the clash effects from there's no artifacts on the sound as you play it. So this is either way a great board. This is a top of line Igniter 3, and the Saberforge. It's really surprising to me that this sound, this speaker is pretty good, pretty loud, pretty powerful. So, you know, speaker wise, they're great. I really don't see anything wrong with the speaker. Maybe I could get this one and maybe swap that out, but I wouldn't want to do that because, you know, this speaker is very clear, very crisp. I like it. This is very much in the medium range. Again, this is donated by Scott himself, so I'm really thankful for that. So if I were to choose what kind of sound speaker, I would choose, you know, this speaker is pretty awesome, but we don't know what kind of speaker it is. I don't even know what that is, and I don't think you could buy this anywhere on their shop. But the Igniter is available on his shop. You can see the link of the description below. The Railmaster 28 2-watt 8 ohm. It might be different because he has another one that's a high bass speaker, but I don't have that available to test. But for a regular speaker, in terms of clarity, this is great. For the high bass, you get the depth, you got the the high loud bass. You get this. This is good too. So whatever your preference is, I hope this demonstration can really help you guys out in terms of what sound that you like to choose from these boards that they have in the market. So anyways, I hope you enjoy this video. This is Pakin signing off. Peace.